Good day everyone. Welcome to NSTP2 or National Service Training Program or CWTS. So for today, we will now proceed with the module number 7 for week number 10 entitled Entrepreneurs and Social Entrepreneurship. So let us define first what is an entrepreneur. So an entrepreneur is somebody who organizes, manages, and assumes the risks of a business or enterprise or community business. He or she is a member of certain type of community. Studies reveals that entrepreneurs are self-confident. They are optimistic. They believe in the possibility of change or mastery of the environment through themselves. So basically, when we say entrepreneur, siya ang nagpapatakbo ng isang business. And another definition, entrepreneurs are dynamic leaders. They are creative, innovative, versatile, flexible, and receptive to the changes in their dealings with the environment. They accomplish things through initiative and resourcefulness. So basically, those characteristics, being creative, innovative, versatile, flexible, and receptive, ayan, isa yan sa mga characteristics na kailangan ng isang entrepreneur, syempre. Yan, you have to be creative. Yan, kung anong nga bang mga ideas ang pwedeng gawin. And you have to be also innovative. Yan, kailangan mong matutunan kung paano ka mag-innovate ng different things, lalo na kung ikaw ay nag-offer ng different products and services. How will you innovate them? Then, entrepreneur should also be versatile, flexible, and receptive. Yan. Kasi nga, maraming mga decisions sa kailangan gawin pagdating sa isang business. And there are habits and traits common to entrepreneurs. If you are entrepreneur, you must be first, a good administrator. Bakit good administrator? Siyempre, you will, kumbaga para kang ikaw ay magiging isang admin kasi nga ikaw magpapatakbo ng isang business. You also have to be a good leader. Yan. You must learn how to lead your members of the business, yung mga magiging subordinates, yung mga magiging mga tauhan mo at magiging empleyado. You also have to be a good planner. Okay? In business, you should know how to plan. Okay? Lahat dapat naka-plan ahead. Kaya kailangan kapag ang isang entrepreneur, kailangan good planner ka. Kailangan din, ikaw din daw ay good negotiator. Kasi in business, you are dealing with other people. Okay? Not only with other people, but also with other businesses. So, you have to be a good negotiator. Okay? Then, karugtong niyan, yung good communicator. Kasi, for you to be a successful good negotiator, kailangan good communicator ka rin. Okay? Kasi part yun yung magiging process on how will you deal with other businesses and with other people. And also, you have to be a good decision maker. In business, maraming kailangan pagdesisyonan. Kaya kailangan good decision maker ang isang entrepreneur. And also, a good follower. Okay? Hindi ka naman magiging good leader kung hindi ka good follower. Okay? Kasi as an entrepreneur, syempre, your rules, kailangan sinusunod mo rin. Kaya kailangan mo rin maging good follower. So, an entrepreneur is also, aggressive, industrious, competitive, innovative, customer-oriented, syempre. Kailangan in business or in entrepreneurship, kailangan customer-oriented tayo dito. Kailangan din daw optimistic, determined, patient. Kailangan ng patience pagdating sa entrepreneurship. Kasi, hindi natin alam kung kailan magbo-boom ang business. So, kailangan natin ng mahabang pasensya. Yung ibang businesses kasi parang nalugi lang or nag-uumpisa pa lang, pinanghihinaan na agad ang loob. Disciplined, and also, kailangan daw productive. An entrepreneur, kailangan din daw ay efficient, reputable, enthusiastic, resilient, energetic, resourceful, flexible, self-confident, happy, and then self-motivated. And lastly, kailangan hardworking, self-reliant, healthy, tactful, helpful, tenacious, humble, versatile, trustworthy, and thrifty. Yan. Now, we will proceed with social entrepreneurship. Ano ba kapag sinabi nating entrepreneurship? According to Peter Drucker's way back 1986, it states that entrepreneurship is a result-oriented attitude. An entrepreneur must have strong values to accomplish what society needs, and that a value-driven innovator who enhances should be as equally important as the entrepreneur who enhances economic growth. So basically dito, according to kay Peter Drucker, ang binigay niya dito is definition pa lang ng entrepreneurship. Paano naman kapag sinabi na nating social entrepreneurship? So social entrepreneurship often requires the involvement or support of business and government in education, health, security, housing, as well as myriad of other social needs. So basically, when we say social entrepreneurship, ayan, para din siyang business, pero ito ay nakatuon ito with the society. Okay? Ang hindi mo gusto dito na mag-grow ka, nagkaroon ka ng monetary growth, instead magkaroon ng growth in terms of society. Okay? So social entrepreneurs are hunter-gatherers of our culture. They look around, see where the food is, and go get it. The skills of teaching, sensing, hunting, and harvesting are very much alive in the entrepreneur. They do not change themselves to fit their environment. Instead, they use environment to meet their needs. So, yun nga, sinasabi dito, pag social entrepreneur ka, ayan, hunter-gatherers of our culture. And sabi din dyan, on the last part, they use the environment to meet their needs. So basically, ang pinoprotect dito or ang pinagtutuunan ng pansin is yung ng society or yung environment kapag sinabi nating social entrepreneurship. So to give you an example of kung sino man yung mga kilala natin na social entrepreneur, one of these is Gina Lopez. Gina Lopez, kilala siya sa isa siya sa mga kilalang advocate ng pangangalaga sa kalikasan, di ba? So, si Gina Lopez ay isa sa mga kilalang social entrepreneur wherein ang kanyang advocacy is to help the environment, okay? Using those entrepreneurial skills. So, hindi sa entrepreneurship kasi or as an entrepreneur, di ba, ang pinaka-goal natin dito is magkaroon tayo ng growth or financial growth or yung yumaman tayo, kumita tayo, di ba? Dito naman, ang gusto naman sa social entrepreneurship is magkaroon ng growth in terms of society, okay? Magkaroon ng growth sa environment, okay? Now, we have these stages of growth community-based enterprises. So, first is the problem identification. So, in this stage, yan, the recognition of a felt need within a community of one or more persons perceive that a need or opportunity exists in the community. So first, kailangan mo muna syempre ma-identify bago ka mag-start. And next is the idea articulation. The idea is verbalized and the people begin to talk about it informally. Possibilities for action are suggested. Kumbaga, parang nagiging bukang bibig na, nagiging usap-usapan na siya pagdating dito sa idea articulation. Then, pagdating naman sa third stage, which is the community idea ownership, it refers to the community. Ang ginagawa naman dito is the community take ownership of the idea and then actively sharing information. So, dun sa kanina sa idea articulation, dun yung nagiging basis dito for the community idea ownership, wherein the idea, parang, ginagawa ng makatotohanan, okay? Formal nang pinag-uusapan. Then pagdating sa community mobilization, gathering of human, physical, financial, and technological resources. So ito na, kumukuha ka na ngayon ng different resources mo para maisakatuparan mo kung ano man yung gusto mong gawin for your community-based enterprise. Okay? As a social entrepreneur. And then sa community action, yan, control and accountability are established. So, ibig sabihin, sinasagawa na natin kung ano yung gagawin natin for the community or for the society. And then last is the community reflection, wherein collection of performance indicators, outcomes evaluated, and feedback to stakeholders, recycling and deployment of resources. So, in short, review na to noon sa ginawang community-based enterprise. Kung ano man yung naging project for the community. Okay? And to get out of poverty means to move up the continuum and eventually achieve a certain degree of financial stability or success. Not all the poor can completely be alleviated from poverty. So, ibig sabihin, we as a person, gusto natin maka-move on at makarating tayo dun sa tinatawag na financial stability. So, pwedeng as an entrepreneur, yan. So, yun yung maaaring maging paraan para ma-achieve natin itong financial stability. So we have this Magna Carta for Small Enterprises, according to RA number 6977, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for Small Enterprises, is an act to promote, develop, and assist small and medium enterprises through the creation of a Small and Medium Enterprise Development Council and establishment of a Small Business Guarantee and Finance Corporation. The mandatory allocation of credit resources to small enterprises, and the rationalization of the government assistance and program and agencies with the development of SMEs. So basically, dito sa Magna Carta for Small Enterprises, ang ina-establish na naman dito ay matulungan yung mga maliliit na negosyo. Okay? Sa pamamagitan ng mga pautang ng gobyerno, or para magamit as their capital na may mababang interest. Ganun na rin yung mga livelihood programs para ma-train at magkaroon ng idea ang mga tao paano sila makakapagsimula ng kanilang negosyo. So basically, yun lang naman ang laman nitong Magna Carta na ito. Now, controlling your enterprise. Managing a small business requires using management principles as in a large organization, planning, organizing, controlling, and staffing. So, once you are an entrepreneur, kailangan mo ng mga managerial skills. Okay? So, nandiyan nga, when we say management, yan, it is the process of planning, organizing, controlling, and staffing. So, ano-ano nga ba iyon? So, first is the planning. The planning function of looking into the future often gets lost in a strenuous day-to-day operation of a small business. So, kailangan natin ng planning pagdating sa business. Hindi po pwedeng nakatuon lang tayo sa kung ano yung kailangan gawin for a particular day. Nandito rin yung kung ano yung gusto nating ma-achieve, ano yung goal na gusto nating marating. Okay, ano yung objective natin for our business. So, kailangan alam natin kung paano tayo magpaplano. Kasi iyan ang isang sa magiging susi para maging successful ang iyong business. Next is organizing. It deals with the decision making in how to use resources to get objective accomplished. So, from the term organized, kaya kailangan matutunan mo ito as an entrepreneur. And part ito on how you will control your enterprise. Dito sa organizing, yan, nakapaloob dito yung paggamit nga ng mga resources and then decision making. Decision making na kung saan makakaapekto sa pagpapatakbo ng business or ng negosyo. Okay? And also, nandiyan din yung how will you decide on the resources na gagamitin para ma-achieve ang iyong mga objectives. Next is the directing. Is the leader's job. It involves guiding. Effective directing comes from good listeners. So, sa directing yan, the way how you command, the way na magbigay ka ng instruction sa iyong mga tao. Okay? So, dito nakapaloob yon sa directing. The next is controlling. Is setting procedures to stay on top of progress. It is concerned with the many ways to keep an eye on how the business is doing. So, controlling, pag-overlook sa buong operation ng business. Okay? Paano mo ma-maintain yung magandang takbo ng business? Kung halimbawang pababa na, paano mo ngayon kokontrolin para makabalik ka sa track mo? Okay? Lalo na kung nasa mataas, nasa peak ka na ng business, di ba? Paano mo ngayon kokontrol yun? Paano mo ma-maintain yun? Okay? And then next is staffing. Staffing your business with competent people is critical to work efficient and establishing good customer relationship. Dito sa staffing, it refers doon sa, kumbaga sa particular business is yung human resource department yan. So, ito ay nakatuon sa mga tao kung sino yung dapat mong i-hire, ilan ang dapat mong i-hire. Yan. Okay? And then how will you manage your people within your organization? And that ends our module number 7 for week number 10.